Hey everybody, it's Overkill here with another battle in Medieval Kingdoms 1212, and you can just see how beautiful these knights are. These would be English men-at-arms, and today we have a 2v2 battle between myself, my ally Warman, one of the lead devs of this mod, Alex the Rambler, and Pixelated Apollo. So I was lucky enough to actually play with these fine chaps the other day. And yeah, we got a cool Medieval Kingdoms battle in, so we are going to take a look at it. So, I am, of course, commanding the beautiful English, longbows, men-at-arms, all that good stuff. Warman is playing as the Duchy of Burgundy, I believe. Alex is the Crown of Aragon, and Mr. Apollo is Serbia, the Duchy of Serbia, Principality of Serbia. I don't know. I can't remember what it's quite called. What it's quite called. You can see my longbows are opening up. I believe they've actually been firing for a while. But here they go, shooting at these peasant bowmen that Apollo has brought. And you can see they're just cutting down handfuls of them every volley. As they should. As they are longbows, that's what they should do. But you can see my fire is just spread out across his archer line as well, basically. So now we're going to start killing people in all the units. Yeah, I mean, like, look at the devastation that it's already left. It's just, this place has just been saturated with blood already.
Beware, our hidden units have been revealed.
I was at this unit at, he's seen some of my infantry here, but I seen his cav. Maybe they're his army, I'm not quite sure. But, yeah. So, we're just continuing this, this bow engagement. His archers are now just in range. You can see that they've been dying since back here, and they just got into range now, so the damage has pretty much already been done for some of these units. So, yeah. And he's killed a whopping 1 of my longbowmen. So, yeah. And you can see that I'm trying to move my cavalry around here to kind of entice Apollo to come out. Which he does, but it doesn't quite work out the way that I really wanted it to. You can just see, like, these beautiful Serbian units. I mean, like, look at that guy. Look how cool his armor looks. And, of course, the Vlastela, the Serbian knights. Look how awesome they are. Everything about this mod just looks amazing.
Our ally is under attack from the enemy.
That's one of the biggest selling points about it, is just how awesome everything looks. Really. I'm sending in my my bill hook men, or bill infantry, whatever. You can see they're marching in to support the cavalry. And I actually broke one of his peasant units. And you can see that he's had enough of this. He knows he's not going to win the skirmisher fight, so he actually starts charging me with his peasants to get me to stop firing. So this is where I start moving in my my bill sergeants, and I just run my longbows away. I'm not letting dirty peasants touch them. No way. And you can see that the cavalry engagement over here has happened. His Vlastela have slammed into my men-at-arms, basically. And the bad thing about... oh, look at this. The bad thing about cavalry in this is, like, it's pretty much, like, invincible to other cavalry. So, like, this battle goes on for most of the, like, I don't know, a good, like, 5 more minutes probably or more. And, like, none of them die until the infantry really gets in, which is quite funny. And you can see Apollo's kind of doing, like, a, hey, why don't you come over here and fight me? And I'm just like, no, why don't you come over here? Because, of course, if we move into each other, it's going to mean casualties for the one who moves in. But I just walked in, so it was a pretty even fight. We're just poking at each other now. So, yeah, that's how that's going to go. And all down the line, the engagement has basically started. As you can see. And just these huge lines of men just clashing everywhere. My men-at-arms versus the auxiliary swordsmen. And all the polearm infantry versus each other. I mean, like, look at all these guys from Aragon. He even brought some real pikes to make it all look cooler. But that doesn't matter, he just completely avoids them. Crazy. This mod is crazy. You can see I'm trying to maneuver my king around that I could charge in here. And it sort of works. You can see that they do get a charge in there. But I did kind of cut into the enemy halberds a little bit, which of course I didn't want to do. And like I said, this battle's still going on. I've lost 6 men-at-arms on this unit. You can just tell that these Vlastella are definitely a more superior unit than my cavalry. They haven't lost anybody, and they've been slowly killing me. Oh, there we go. They've lost a couple now. And this unit of Bill Sergeants has been completely surrounded, which is a shame. This unit's wavering versus a wavering unit, but there we go. We broke it, so that brought back my my morale a little bit. And yeah, you can see I was being a little bit cheeky here. I was getting my retinue longbowmen to shoot at the enemy general. And Apollo wasn't really paying attention. I guess he might have just assumed that maybe like they were getting a little bit of fire shot at them. But nope, that is definitely not the case. I am definitely taking down quite a bit of his general unit. And he eventually notices what I'm doing. He gets sick of it. He runs him away or something like that. But yeah, you can see the fight for Warman isn't going very well. He's decisively losing this cavalry engagement due to the fact that Alex brought in his heavy infantry, and also he has his general in here, and that is not good. If he's losing this fight, it's definitely not good that his general is here. And you can just see that he doesn't have the infantry to hold off Alex. Alex went very infantry heavy, and you can see that Warman definitely did not. He went very crossbow heavy, which is all right, I guess. But you can see like Alex just has more infantry, so he was just able to get around and kill more. But you can see the fight for me is going quite well, other than the fact that this flank is completely overrun. I've lost this unit of cavalry pretty much because they're going to break. And I actually managed to run one unit out of it. And we're about to see a charge here because these Beshtiniks were chasing me, but they just turned around. So I just get these guys to follow them pretty much. But then I break them off, and I wait for them to actually get into the combat, so then I can slam into them. And we'll see how that goes then. So this is where I tell everybody to turn around, and we actually get the charge going. So here we go. And here comes the devastating charge. Right into the backs of these guys. Paulo tries to turn them around, but boom, look at that. They pretty much all get flattened, which is, of course, excellent. Sorry about that, I have returned. Alright, so we're just continuing this battle. You see my knights fighting these Serbian infantry, these Beshtiniks. And it didn't really have the effect that I wanted it to. I thought at least maybe we'd get them to break, but now they're shaking at least. This unit's wavering. We're going to get these guys all engaged here. And yeah. It was at this moment that Warman's general died. And he's not looking too good. His units are starting to waver and such. This full unit of peasant archers broke. Oh, rather, these weren't all crossbowmen. They were gunners and crossbows. Alright. But yeah, you can just see his army's been crippled. He has no infantry here anymore. It's all right here. Just these 5 units against the combined force of everything from Alex's army. Essentially. And you can see that now Apollo has won this cavalry engagement. He's moving all around me, kicking my ass. But I start moving in these Bill Sergeants to help out with this fight, and they will definitely do their job. And you can see I got my longbows firing at these people. We got a bunch of units wavering over here, which is excellent. I've got my king going after these archers just to finally get rid of them because they've done enough damage, honestly. And yeah, you can just see that we broke all these guys, and now it's just this unit here, these Beshtiniks. And Apollo thought that, these are just archers. I can easily kill them with a cavalry charge. Wrong, Apollo. These are longbows, and longbows are overpowered. So he charges in, and as expected, he smashes right through the unit. And he's like, okay, I'm just going to carry on because I killed all of them. But little did he know, he hardly killed any of them. He killed a lot of them, but definitely not as many as he thought he would. So as he continues on, my men just continue to shoot him in the back. And these 4 units of longbows just absolutely wreck this Vlastella unit. You can see as they run past, they still get shot, so they're all just taking damage and dying. This unit that he thought he was going to destroy is still at 77, and they're shooting at them. But just watch. Like, just watch how this unit just tries to run away. And every volley, like a couple of them go down. Like, look at that. Even after charging my men, pretty much all the units, every volley they still take down a bunch of them, which is excellent. You can see this infantry engagement is going quite well for me. This unit of Serbian auxiliary swordsmen is all that's left essentially. These two units are broken. These guys are wavering and shaking and stuff, so they're not much of a threat. And you can see that, yeah, I destroyed that heavy cavalry unit, which is amazing. But there's a bit more of a threat. There's two more units of basically untouched Vlastela, and they're not happy about losing their comrades to my longbows, so they're going to attempt the same thing, and it doesn't work out as well for me this time, as you could possibly imagine. We do kill a few of them before they charge in, but I'll just let you watch. Yeah. That didn't feel good for me. So you can see that unit went from 70 plus men to 37, and they're wavering. But it doesn't stop me from firing at them. I have killed 10 of them. But a double charge. Again, you can imagine how this goes. Not well. But funnily enough, look at this. This unit's only shaken. They're not broken yet. So they're still going to be firing into the backs of these guys. You can see over here the cavalry and infantry engagement is finally going in my favor. But I mean, honestly, at this point, it's looking pretty grim. Warman has lost all of his infantry, essentially, except for these last few paviciers. And Alex has just completely overrun him. My infantry are still going strong. We had a nice fight with these guys with my men-at-arms. So that's fun. And of course my longbows are still shooting at and killing plenty of these Vlastela, and they're actually wavering this unit, so if we could break them and shatter them, that would be excellent. They're broken, but they end up not shattering. They go into the woods and come back, I believe. But yeah, you can see that I've completely cleared this side of the map now, so I'm starting to march some of my troops over. But it's just too late. These Bill sergeants are very depleted on men. They're just wavering. They don't like what's going on. How many of my men have died? The fact that my ally is dead. So before they can even, they're useless essentially. Before they can even get to the fight, they end up breaking, which is a huge shame. And that's it. Like if none of these units broke, I think I would have had a good chance against Alex. But with my men just breaking, like see, they broke before they even got anywhere near a fight. So due to that, it really did limit what I could do. And of course, I mean, Alex still has all of his cavalry left, essentially. You can see some of this is Apollo's, I believe. Yeah, there's still that full Vlastela unit, but still, he has way too much cavalry for my army to deal with. So it's basically just a last-ditch, fight to the end scenario. It was at this moment that Warman was completely defeated. But I wanted to continue. We're going to continue. We're going to take down as many of these Aragon bastards as possible. Yeah, you can see they just keep breaking, so I decided to not even bother moving them. If they're just going to keep breaking as soon as I move them forward, I decided to just leave them there. But yeah, it's a last-ditch effort, trying to kill as many of them as I can. But the Rambler brought the Rambler. Alex brought men-at-arms just like I did, so my men are definitely not happy about that. And you can see these heavy infantry. Look at those war axes. Look how awesome those are. But yeah, it's essentially just all over at this point. Like that unit just instantly shattered. His army's closing in on me. Here's a mass charge of Vlastela and Grendarms. I try to stop as many of them as I can with my cavalry, which is a bit successful, which is of course good. But like it's just way too much. It is just way too much. I at least try to redeem myself by saying that maybe I could at least take out Apollo. So I start trying to focus on his Vlastella units, just to get rid of them. This unit we end up getting rid of, because it's only 16 men. But I'm not quite sure about the other Vlastella unit, because it has been a while since I played this battle. But we'll see. This is the last unit that he has, so in theory, it should be pretty easy to get rid of if we just do some damage and kill some of them. You can see how I send my general up against these Grendarms, and I just continue shooting these Vlastella, and you can see we're cutting them down pretty well. I try to stop them with my foot men-at-arms, but they do manage to get into my archers again. But thankfully he went for the smallest unit, so if he breaks them, it's not that big of a deal, because I still have these two huge units that can continue to shoot at him. And you can see that this unit of men-at-arms just died horribly, but these guys are holding on pretty strong against all these units. You gotta commend them on that. And yeah, you can see that now he's charged into my foot men-at-arms over here, and that's of course going to be bad for my morale. But I just continue shooting him in the back in that combat, because why not? I can. But you see he starts pulling out to go after my archers again, which is a bit of a shame. And you can tell by the timer on the top that this battle doesn't last very long. You can probably imagine what the result is at this point. I'm definitely not going to pull off a miracle if that's what you're thinking. But, hey, I'm trying at least. I can't quite remember if I do end up getting rid of this Vlastella unit or not. I hope I at least get the honor of saying that I took out at least one of the enemies. But I'm not quite sure. You can see we've killed a lot of them, and they're just not... Their morale just isn't giving. But my king is about to die, probably any second now. So we are ready for that, and that's what that's basically the final nail in the coffin of this battle. That it's just all over because of that, essentially. And you can see that I managed to break this damn Vlastella unit, but I don't think I shatter it. And I'm pretty sure it comes back. So Apollo doesn't count as being taken out of the fight because of this one cavalry unit. But yeah, it's here that the king is slain, essentially, and all my units break. Actually, oh, we did shatter it, so that means that I did defeat Apollo. Excellent, yay! But you can see it was a valiant defeat. If you take a look at the stats, you'll see everything. You can see my king got 312 kills. All of my men-at-arms got over 200. Look at the kills on these longbows as well. That's awesome. This one unit of knights did really well, or the men-at-arms. But these other two didn't do anything. That's because they were locked up in that cavalry engagement and then just died, essentially. So if you look at Warman, King did nothing, or Duke, which is a shame. He just died, essentially. His Paviciers didn't really do much except for this one unit that got over 100. His halberdiers didn't do very much. This unit got 78, which is good. One of his Bafis crossbowmen did really good. One of his handgunners did really good. And then the rest of his armies just did not as good as it should have. If we move on to Rambler, his king did pretty good. You can see these Almogavar Mariners, I don't know, did really good, 300 kills. His two heavy infantry did really good. His pikemen did good. His Alma could have done better, 30 and 49. These two did really well. They're footmen at arms, of course. And then the rest of his army was pretty good. These knights did a lot of work for Rambler. And then Pixelated Apollo, I managed to get rid of his prince before he could do anything. You can see his army averaged kills across the board. Essentially, these Bastiniks did really good, 114 kills. And then you can see, boom, all of his cavalry did really good. So that's essentially what did really good for him in that battle. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Links to all the channels mentioned in the description. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.